He calls himself Naritaki, an ally to all riders. The monkey puppet sends his regards to Ticket. Once inside, the conductor and his own monkey puppet, Ticket, are surprised that Naritaki decided to cause trouble here of all places. Okay, there must be some deep lore here that none of us know about, and I'm insanely curious, but we're never getting that. I would really appreciate the backstory on this toy. While fighting some battle monsters, Wright decides to at least help with this because, as he says in his own words, maybe it's because he's a little dumb. An Invest eats some nearby fruit and grows giant, causing our team to bring out their own giant mech. The Invest is defeated, so the day ends as the Tokugers and Kota learn a little something about themselves. They continue on to fight their own battles. Wait, Kota, what are you doing? You want the Tokugers to take Mai to a safe place? No, it's okay. The special can end right here. This is fine. It's a good ending point. Okay, so shenanigans happen with Mai that eventually have her kidnapped. So Kota, Michi, Wright, and Kaito make a plan to lure out the monsters, but giving Kaito and Michi their true Kachidoki forms. Fight. Kota apologizes for being dumb. The Tokugers fight off the bottom monsters again. Then, oh, who's this? The mysterious Kamen Rider 15 enters the fray until Kamen Rider Ichigo, Nigo, and V3 arrive. Wright asks if Ichigo is going to help Kota, but Ichigo responds by saying that Showa riders are not going to help the Heisei riders. After that's all said and done, the Tokugers say goodbye to Kota and Mai as Kamen Rider 15 looms over the city. I really like this special a lot, at least its first half, because the second half just drags on and on. Honestly, I almost fell asleep. It wasn't bad, just a little boring to me since I got pretty much everything I needed in the first half. A lot of fun action, Wright and Kota interacting, the Tokugers enjoying themselves in the wild city, that Mio Takatora and their mech. It was really good. Then we just go through the whole Mai being kidnapped thing, which already didn't help considering that happened in the previous movie. This special took up the 40 minutes that would have been Gaimon Tokuger's superhero time slot, which I personally think is a good idea. I mostly wish that it didn't feel like it took forever. Although that's basically all the negativity I have, even if it is a big thing to me. There are some pretty good moments, like when Michi and Kaito do their plan, and a little with Wright and Kota. By the way, Tokuger is one of my favorite Super Sentai seasons, so seeing them at all is always a plus. Not to mention the return of Kamen Rider Z crosses Baran Empire, the first three Showa riders, and the teams of the new villain. See, this special was mostly made as a commercial for our next superhero Tyson film. Yeah, it's that time again. It started with Forze and continues here. But first, I've always called Naritaki's monkey puppet Naru Ticket because it makes sense. Like, his name has to be Naru Ticket, right? Can we please start calling it Naru Ticket? Like, pretty please? Anyway, oddly enough, this movie isn't exactly superhero Tyson, but rather Heisei Rider versus Showa Rider, Kamen Rider Tyson featuring Super Sentai. Kamen Rider is more profitable for Toei, so I guess it makes sense. I just think it's a little strange to actually go through with a title like that. Speaking of strange, we start with a flashback to 1 week earlier, where a war is happening around Sawami City as riders fight other riders, or rather, cheap versions of riders. Kota watches as they turn into Legend Rider Locksleeves, and Ambassador Darkness presides over them. Our main plot begins as Mai gets curious about another world within Earth, so she and Kota investigate Sawami's tunnels and come across a purple crack, leading them to an upside-down world. There they meet a boy named Shu, who can turn things inside out, and he has amnesia. The three go back to the tunnels where Kamen Rider Ichigo himself, Takeshi Hongo, tells them to take the boy back. Mooks appear, when finally, after 30 years, Hiroshi Fujioka transforms. The orchestral version of Ichigo's theme is a nice touch. More of Baran continue their rampage, so now it's time for the rest of our riders to transform. That's so cool. Then the mysterious Kamen Rider 15 debuts. He has a Loxy that lets him change in Legend Rider arms. As the fight continues on, now with more Showa riders, Shu, Kota, and Mai hide out at Bando's fruit bar, where they meet the destroyer of worlds, Tsukasa Kadoya. That parfait